Record.
Good evening, everyone. It is now 7:01 p.m. I will call the October 18th, 2022 Board of Selectmen meeting to order. All three selectmen are present, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, approval of the minutes. I'll make a motion that we approve the tri-board meeting minutes from September 28th, 2022.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on these minutes?
I thought they looked good.
Me too. All in favor of approving the special tri-board meeting minutes, say aye.
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 And I abstain as I was not there.
Make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen regular monthly meeting minutes from October 4th, 2022.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion on these minutes?
I just have comment is I see that you started at 7 and ended at 7:11.
Yeah.
11 minutes in the meeting that I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Well, we weren't gonna say anything.
I do, number 7, I think there's just a typo in street.
Oh, which one? Number 7?
Yeah,
Main Street, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
just a typo.
Dottie, item number 7 on those minutes should say Main Street, not Main Street. I'm sure she's got it. Any other typos or comments or any adjustments that need to be made to these minutes? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes from October 4th, 2022, say aye.
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 And I will abstain because.
All right, correspondence. We have the summary of services from the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. Accidents 13. During the month of September 2022, the Troop D troopers responded to 187 calls for service in the town of Thompson. Of these calls for service, the most notable are accidents. There were 13. There were 21 investigations. There were no burglaries. There was 1 larceny and 152 reportable matters. Additionally, in addition to the above investigations, troopers conducted the following motor vehicle enforcement. There were 4 DUIs in the month of September. And that is that report. The second piece of correspondence that we had, and that's why our room is kind of full tonight. We received a email. All three of us received an email from Jessica Bolte. And I'd like to read it for the public. I wanted to advise you that our local Girl Scout Troop 65117 had scouts eligible for their Bronze Award. Complete the requirements and received their Bronze Award. The Girl Scout Bronze Award is one of the highest awards to be earned in Girl Scouts. To become a Bronze Award Girl Scout, you must be in 4th or 5th grade, be registered Girl Scout Junior, and complete a Girl Scout journey. Further, the girls must decide on a project, make a plan, and complete that project. The girls worked very hard at the Camp Waldron Kitchen located at 108 Mountain Hill Road, North Grovenordale, Connecticut, otherwise affectionately known as the Scout Hall. With the approval of Jessie Hay Association, the girls found that the kitchen was in less than desirable condition for use not only by their own troop, but by other scouting groups who used the location as well. The girls then put an action plan together for what work was to be completed. It was agreed with the Jessie Hay Association that the girls would complete a full kitchen cleaning, sanding of the cabinets, painting of the cabinets, as well as completing an inventory of the kitchen supplies. The girls completed the work this week and their project has been accepted. The girls who completed the bronze requirements are, oh gosh, am I gonna get these names right?
Why don't you just say the first name?
Abriana, Adeline, Alexis, Avery, there's a lot of A names, but I'm Amy, so I join you guys. Brenda, Brooke, Gia, and Peyton. I've attached photos so you can show how much work these girls put in, and I'd like to share that at tonight's meeting. This is a really special occasion for them and a lot of hard work that you guys put in, and we're proud of your efforts for sure. So let me just share my screen. Let's hope I do this right. Let's try to get this to, hold on a second. Slideshow. All right, let's hope this works. I haven't shared a slide before, so hopefully, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you guys can see it. You guys are still seeing the virtual audience is still seeing from the speakers. So I don't know, does Jess or somebody, one of the Girl Scouts, does somebody want to come up and discuss? I did it in order, Jess, of what you sent to me. So there's a microphone here if anybody wants to come and talk. Come on. You guys can do it. You're the stronger Girl Scouts. Come on, girl power.
So in this picture, we were all like getting ready to paint, and Brenda, Peyton, and it looks like Alexis were already painting. And me, Gia, and Abriana were getting ready to paint.
Okay. Keep going.
I don't really know how to explain that one. It was, I think this is what the kitchen looked like before. Yeah, this was the kitchen before. And then this was all of us working on the inventory.
Okay.
This was me and Peyton sanding the cabinets so we could paint them. That one was Adeline and Brenda sanding so they could paint the open cabinets. That was the after results.
Looks really good.
Wow.
Still more. There's 3 after.
Yeah, that's pretty much the entire kitchen afterwards. And then that's near the stove in the corner near the door.
And that's it.
Great job.
Can I just say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I just say thank you to all of you girls for coming tonight? I was a Girl Scout leader for many years. My daughters were Girl Scouts through high school. And I want to say thank you to Jess, your leader, because a lot of work goes into this, doesn't it, Jess? And you have to spend a lot of time each week, and it's not just a commitment like here and there. It is a weekly process. But some of my fondest memories are Girl Scout camporees. So thank you, and thank you girls for coming tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Great work. We really honor
Great
you
work.
tonight.
Jess,
So-
could you explain the different awards? Yeah, I mean, like an Eagle Scout for the Boy Scout is at the top. How does that relate to?
So the bronze
The girl.
project there's not really an equivalent in Boy Scouts, a Girl Scout Gold Award, which is what the girls would be eligible for if they were to complete all the way up through, I believe they become eligible to do that as between seniors and an ambassador, which are your last 4 years of high school. So they would be eligible to work towards their gold award as long as they completed their bronze, and then their next project would be a silver project. The gold is equivalent to a Boy Scout Eagle Award. They both give them, like if they were to join the military, it allows them to jump levels on entering. Instead of entering as an E1, they go in, I think, as an E3.
Okay.
don't fully quote me on that, but there is some adjustment for that. It's, the fact that they can put that on their resume and it shows that they, put forth effort into a project and, project management experience, especially at their young age, is pretty phenomenal to have.
Yeah.
So for them, it'd probably be closer to like the Star Award if you were looking for equivalents. But there's not really one there.
No, I'm just curious on where it was and how.
Yeah, so with Girl Scouts, there's only bronze, then there's silver, and then there's gold, and then you get there's another like a service achievement award if you do something well outside, like somebody's drowning and you save them. That type of award is awarded. They're very few and far between.
Great,
Well, you guys are awesome.
outstanding.
Oh shoot, I don't have my phone. Suzanne, can we use your phone? I think we need a picture.
That'd be
I
great.
think we need a picture.
Of course.
And so we can post it on our Town of Thompson website, Town of Thompson Facebook page, and really honor the work that you ladies did. So. I don't know.
They'll have to.
I think it's fair, like here, and you guys, maybe are all, I don't know, around, so where do you do that? It's clean and that, yes, absolutely. Welcome. And then we're gonna. I'm just. I'm just a girl.
Brenda, you need to come up a little bit. Ariana. No, you don't need to bring on that. Good. I'm backing up. All right. No, I think we got it. Ready? I'm gonna take a few. And then we'll make sure just we'll look at it. Everybody looking, smiling, ready to. I think we got something. Let's
Great.
double check.
Mhm.
You know, my department, my-
All day.
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't thinking of reference to text. Oh, okay.
Something positive.
Oh, yeah, we needed that.
Is there a possibility that we can design an achievement award or something from?
Yeah, because it was the whole troop, I
Did it-
hesitated to do that specifically, but we could make it and sign it for them. Oh, okay. It's only the fourth and fifth graders?
Yeah, just these girls.
Okay,
And it's two other fourth graders who weren't yet eligible and one fifth grader who chose not to participate.
what are you thinking, Ken?
I mean, it could be just an achievement. I mean,
Just something for the troop, but, well, it can't be for the troop. fourth and fifth.
For the girls.
Name them out, each one out that you listed in
Yeah,
the email.
they accomplished their bronze,
Okay,
which is quite an achievement.
right. Yeah, we could do something like
Yeah.
that. So, and then all three of us sign up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we give each one of them, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be a great.
All right,
idea.
we will work
I
on
like
that.
You know?
We will get it to you.
I mean,
and
this
I'll
is-
sign
Something that they can keep and
Sure.
remember.
and
I mean-
remember.
Other than the Eagle Scout that we've attended,
Mhm.
I've never seen anything that has ever come in front of.
Is there gonna be
board.
any kind of ceremony or anything?
So we actually already did our
Oh,
bridging and award ceremony, because time schedules are when you're running both Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts. PTOs, Board of Ed, full-time job, football. So we've already done it, but I will make sure going forward that we have you guys included on the award ceremony days that we are having them.
Awesome.
Oh,
I'd
yeah. I
appreciate
would
that
love that.
for sure.
I'm sure.
But we'll get some type of award put together for
That'd be
each
great.
of the girls.
Okay.
That'd be great.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Have a
all.
great night. All right, moving on to agenda item 5, selectmen comments. Floor is open for selectmen comments. Any selectmen comments?
The community day was, we couldn't have asked for better weather.
Right.
It was supposed to be really cold. And based on it, and it turned out to be a spectacular day. It was very well attended, everything that had been going on,
Yeah.
which was great. you know, definitely a lot of work goes into it and, you know, coming from the Board of Selectmen, the thanks to everybody that, you know, between Thompson Together, Rec, and whoever contributed to it.
Public Works.
Public Works,
had a big hand.
You know, it's a job well done and, you know, and
It's such a nice event for
It is.
everybody to get together to, as a community and to just share time and see some of the things that this community has produced with the
Right.
vendors and things like that. And then the bands, which are local, then our fire
Mm-hmm.
departments, our EMS, it really is a nice day.
It is. I'm glad it turned out nicer than the previous week.
Yeah, I'm glad
Would have been.
they held it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what we can do at the park and just continue to build on it.
Mhm.
Agreed, agreed. Anything else? Okay. With that, upcoming events, Laser Light Show, October 27th at 7 PM at the school auditorium. Last year, they had done 2 seatings because of COVID, but this year they're kind of going back to normal. And there will be 1 show, and that'll be 7 PM on the 27th. Turkey Trot is coming up additionally, always a great fundraiser. Right now, they're at $11,375 worth of funds raised. Just a reminder, 50% goes to tea, 25 to recreation, 25% goes to recreation, 25% to Thompson Trails. So they're hoping, they're believing that it's going to be a banner year as far as donations are concerned. Highway mechanic. As we all know, Joe Tasek has accepted the position as Public Works Director. He will be moving into the position on October 31st. So we do have that position open. So if you know somebody, I'm putting it out there to the public. If anybody knows a good mechanic that would like to work for the town of Thompson, the position is open. Recently, Joe and I talked about it and we contracted with Beta Corp. They are going to do LiDAR mapping of the road surfaces and assist us in constructing a pavement management plan. It's a pavement management, preservation, and reclamation program that includes software. Joe's really excited about it because it's going to help him do his job in a much smoother manner. And then additionally, he'll be able to keep track of which roads have been managed, preserved, which roads have been completely reclaimed. So the software will actually just keep a running tally of what works needs to be done on various roads. It also targets priority. So it will literally map out which roads are a priority and list them out as far as which is the highest priority and which is the lower priority. We're excited. Woodstock is using the technology and Putnam has been using the technology for quite a while. Woodstock just jumped onto the program. So we're excited to be beginning that in the coming months. Let's see. Mafre Insurance, a big shout out to Mafre Insurance. This big brown table is going to be going to the Riscavage Auditorium by the end of this week. And in the corner of this room, you will see some conference tables that are pretty much brand new that Mafre donated to the town of Thompson. Additionally, there are 16 new chairs that match that conference table, and that's going to be taking place of all of the folding tables that we've used for some of the bigger commissions and boards. And we're gonna have these set up just strategically placed in a permanent position for the bigger boards and the smaller boards. Additionally, Mafre Insurance also delivered the tables and chairs to the town hall. So, I mean, a big shout out to them. They do a lot with the community and I was grateful to accept it. And of course, our liaison at Mafre is Rob LaRue. He's the one that brought it to my attention, and I conferred with a couple people within town hall, and they all agreed that it was going to be a big benefit to have some permanent conference tables in place in this room. So very excited about that. The sidewalk project is nearing completion. The state had pushed back their paving of Route 12 to October 26th. They were supposed to begin paving next, or actually they were supposed to begin paving this Monday, and it got pushed back to October 26th, not because of our sidewalk project, just because of the other projects that they have ongoing. Additionally, we are currently asking the state DOT for a change order to accommodate some additional parking spaces at Milltown Grill. What we're proposing, what we had proposed was 4 parking spots, which included 1 handicap spot. The contractor, NC Incorporated, Armand Nunes, has made a suggestion. The engineer revised the plans, and it will include 2 handicap spots directly in front of the building, and then 5 regular parking spots closer to Ross and Ave as had been planned. And we just have to wait for the state DOT to give us approval on that. So we're the project is going to be partially completed and then resumed in the spring, but NC Incorporated had to come back in the spring anyways to do some additional work. So again, we're just trying to be business friendly. It was brought to our attention at the Mill Sites Redevelopment Commission meeting on Friday that there were several patrons of the restaurant that were very unhappy about the loss of the parking spaces in front. We already had the plan for the 2 handicap spots in front of Milltown Grill. We brought the traffic engineer from District 2 here on Monday at 10 a.m. He came in and looked over the site. He thinks it'll be a doable project. It'll be a doable change. So just wanted to keep everybody in the loop that that's what's happening with that. Lastly, and this is on the agenda, Tammy Spirica from Putnam EMS is here. She will be discussing the August and September Putnam EMS reports. But I had sent over to you both. I had sent over August. I also sent over September's reports. Putnam EMS had another stellar month. In fact, I'm going to pull out the statistics that I had. There were 64 calls in the town of Thompson in the month of September. The average time from the call out to arrival on scene was 7.6 minutes. There were only 3 mutual aids to Thompson, and this was by the Putnam team of Putnam EMS. And the only reason there was mutual aid was because Thompson was out on another call. There were additionally 18 mutual aid calls to Putnam, and that was by the Thompson crew. So just figured everybody would want to know that update, but Tammy will have more details later on in our meeting. And I think that's it. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
And I'm sorry if I was talking fast because I realized I was kind of talking a little fast. Yeah, any other selectmen comments or thoughts?
When will the engineer show the new layout of the parking over at Milltown?
It's available. I can share that with you.
Okay.
He's already submitted, we've already
Oh, great.
submitted it. We submitted it to District 2 and Newington all at the same time. That was the plan.
I
And
was
we're
in,
just
I was
waiting.
in on the meeting, but I had to cut out
Yeah,
after 10 o'clock, so. I knew where it was going at that point, but I didn't, that they were gonna delay it anyway, and they
right.
were gonna come back and finish the,
I can't say enough. NC Incorporated has been a great company to work
Oh,
with.
they've been working
And
great.
yeah, Armand, he's a hardworking individual, and he sees things outside the box too. So he wasn't just stuck to the
but
plan.
this can be done behind when they,
Yep.
and the state still gets to pave their
Yes,
road, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
State wanted to pay.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
fast.
so.
Yeah, if you
Great.
could share that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I absolutely will. I'll send it to you as soon as the meeting's over. All right. And with that, we'll open up the floor. Agenda item 6, citizen comments. And let's start with the virtual audience first. Any citizen comments from our Zoom audience? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we will move to the live audience. Floor is open to citizen comments. Just approach the mic, state your name and address. Okay. We will move on to agenda item 7, new hires. For the DPW, Michael McManus and Philip Damaso. Looking for the Board of Selectmen's approval. The interviews were conducted by myself, Lars Johnson, Joe Tasek, and Michelle Jamarinaro. And obviously, we leaned on Joe and Lars for making the decision. And they have chosen these two individuals to take on the position of maintainers at the Public Works Garage. So make a motion that we approve the new hires of Michael McManus and Philip Damaso.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
I'm sure the committee did a great job, and looking at it, I would have liked to have seen the applications of these two individuals. So that way I would have a general idea.
In the past, Ken, you've never given the Board of Selectmen, when you were first selectman, you never gave the Board of Selectmen applications. I'm happy to share that with you. You knew we were doing interviews. You could have come to my office. I would have been happy to
I did.
share. But it's just never been protocol,
The
so
Board of
I'm
Selectmen,
happy to share that with you. The Board of Selectmen has a hand in department hires, department head hires.
and
And there's been several hires before this that you haven't asked for an application. Correct? I'm happy to give it to you.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
not
fine.
that,
I
but
would like
don't
to-
call me out at this
no,
meeting.
I'm just would like to have seen it. It would have been nice to have that
We've
information.
never done it with any other hire up until this point, and you asking
We
that.
have one in the years.
In
past that
department
we have.
heads.
We,
I have never, when I sat on the board, I never saw an application. You you
we did
trust
interviews
for
as a
department
board.
heads as a
and-
board.
and regular
No.
people. Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Happy to share it with you, though.
That'd be great.
You got it. Is it gonna affect your decision?
No.
Okay. I lean on the experts. The experts to me aren't necessarily the sport. I lean on Lars, who's been here for 28 years. I lean on Joe, who's been here in 18 years. We talk amongst the staff at the garage. They give their input. That's how decisions are made. The best decisions are made when you lean on people that have more answers than you do. Because they have the experience, because they're in the trenches working. So that's how I make my decisions. I think they're fine hires.
Do you want to call for a vote and we'll move on?
Absolutely. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the new hires for the Department of Public Works, Michael McManus and Philip Damaso, say aye.
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 I,
All right, moving on to agenda item 8, Thompson Library Board Trustees bids for facility. Back on September 26th, I had received an email from Allison in regard to the bid requirements. So Allison, I would just like you to expound on what the board is looking for. What you're looking for from the Board of Selectmen tonight.
Sure. As you know, the town helped us out by putting out 2 projects to bid over the summer. One
I
was-
think you might need to come to the microphone.
Sorry, Ellen.
Sorry,
Pretty loud.
I know.
Over the summer, the town helped us put out 2 building facility projects to bid. One was to replace an original boiler to 1994. We're fortunate to have 2 boilers at the facility, but one is original still to this day. The other project that we asked for to be considered for replacement and hence going out to bid was to replace the 2 sets of automatic doors at the entrance, again, original to the facility. They did go out to bid over the summer. I took 4 phone calls about the boiler and only saw 2 vendors who put in bids. I did, before the bid process, receive a quote from our current HVAC company that did not participate in the bid, but that quote from this current year is substantially less than the two bids the town received. So with that information, the board does not recommend approving either of the bids received for the boiler. And yet it does leave us in a bit of a pickle and our hands somewhat tied that we are not able to engage with our current long-standing, very efficient vendor to just greenlight that repair, that replacement project at this time. The other, yes, and that is due to the $10,000 requirement that all projects go out to bid. The other project with the doors, again, working with the vendor that I do use for the random service calls, the vendor is over an hour away. And so at one point recently, within the last year or so, I did ask for a quote. It's over 10,000. The project was put out to bid. They did visit close to the bid closing date, but did not submit. But it's just over 10,000, again, leaving us a bit hand-tied to move forward with this project. So the board is looking for some guidance or some leeway in terms of other options to these bid requirements for the facility.
So if I understand it correctly, the town of Thompson has a bid policy. It's not an ordinance. It's not related to a Connecticut statute. And I understand what you're faced with because right now contractors are so busy. Do they have the time to worry about bidding on a $13,000 job?
Or the people.
Right.
Do you have a written bid for both?
Is this something we can, yeah,
The town issued a bid.
well, but do you
the
have the
vendors-
actual?
Do you have the
Oh, I
actual
do,
bids?
yeah, I have them here.
Yeah, that's what I
have-
was asking.
Yeah, I have the bids here.
It's within our right to waive the bid process, correct?
The board can waive the bidding process when it's in the best interest of the town.
Right, especially, I'm assuming, is it MCOR?
It is MCOR
They've done
for
a
the
lot of,
HVAC
they've done a lot of work with the HVAC,
and saved us a substantial amount of money over the years. too.
right?
Yes,
Can we see that?
sure. So let's see.
And they just came in, they didn't actually bid, they missed the bid date, but they gave you a quote.
They had worked with me in advance to this to try to be proactive and know a realistic number because this, you know. our
What were the other
space-
bids?
60, close to 70 and over 70, I believe.
70,000?
Yes, yes, yes. So that's the Encore quote for 21,370. That's the Encore quote. and
Oh, I
these
thought
are
it was
the-
13.
No, 21. 13 is the doors.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 13
Alright,
is the
so
doors.
this is the HVAC,
and this
which is
the
necessary.
boiler. These are the two bids as well, and I think
And the doors, you got nothing on.
the doors, I did not receive an official bid. That is correct.
Did you get an outside quote?
I
On the
do
doors?
have a quote on the doors, and that's where I get the 13,000,
So
12,000 and change.
would have to be requoted. Because it was done in February and it's only a 5-day quote.
And I would,
They would work.
Oh,
with
it's
us,
February?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And it's still-
this year. There's
Yeah,
usually
February
a
this year.
Well, if-
90-day window.
It'd be easy enough for them to,
No, it
to
states 5
revisit the
days, but
quote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is to revisit the quote.
it's
so
very
more
possible
accurate.
materials have gone up.
Indeed,
Yeah.
I'm sure
It
it
could be
might be
more.
up, yet it's not gonna be up as much as triple the price.
You said
So
these were
those are the
70?
boilers.
It's the same thing as that.
That is the boiler quote.
From
These are the
MCOR
boiler
bids.
And it's the same scope of work.
Yes, it is based off of the quote.
These came in when?
June.
July 5th.
Why they didn't bid on this?
Timing, people, personnel, travel, anything is possible. Times are not what we were used
That
to.
was some, can you answer that? What is that one? That's Action Air? Action Air's quoted a few things for you before, haven't they?
Yes, and he was very keen on the results. He's called me a few times.
And have you looked through the bids and compared them to MCOR?
They are comparable.
Okay.
Yeah,
MCOR knows your system.
oh,
That's the thing.
very, very well, yes.
What are your thoughts on the doors?
I'm okay with the doors until they break, but
Okay.
when they break,
What were you looking to replace for the doors? I'm just
the
curious.
double set of doors.
Just replacing them entirely
Correct.
through the automatic entrance.
Correct.
Is it just
yes.
one set there?
It's two.
It's
It's
two.
two
Yeah, I was
sets.
thinking it was two.
Yeah, and if it were one set, I'd be fine, but it's two sets, which
Well, they're currently, they was put up in 94, so
Yeah.
they've,
they have served well.
yes, they,
We are pushing 30 years of heavy traffic.
So this is a new Wheel McLean
Yes.
boiler that they're
yes,
replacing. Is that the last one you said that needs to be
Yes.
replaced?
Yes.
You have two or three.
I have two boilers. Two boilers. One is not
You got
working
this one.
currently.
But you didn't get that one.
I didn't see it. Is that Action Air?
No, that's.
All state.
Did you get that?
Yeah, that one I saw. That would,
but you're looking for the door issue.
I'm trying to resolve both of these
Both
big
issues.
issues and the requirement, not me. The board is trying to address the bid requirements of essential building work, limited vendor pools, and this $10,000 limit or requirement.
I think we can agree that the limited vendor pool is a real thing,
It's a
since we only
challenge.
got one bidder on the sidewalk project.
Yep.
One engineering quote on the 65 Main, only I think 3 on the
Yep.
public safety building and the,
Oh, wow.
so, yeah. There's a, I mean, we'll admit, there's a lot of money out there because of
Mm.
the influx of infrastructure money that's coming in from the feds
Right,
that are causing an uptick in contractors, the construction work and engineering work. And it's leaving us with a limited pool of,
We are also
Participants.
geographically challenged with some of these more specialized things that we need at the building. Through working with Bill Birch at the school over the summer, we had some tricky doors that take a lot of abuse.
right,
And I hit a wall trying to get a repair guy, reached out to Bill, and he's like, as luck has it, someone's coming from Southern Rhode Island to work with me at the school. So these people charge travel time as well, and yet it wasn't a pretty bill, but 3 problematic doors have been addressed. But it took a vendor from Southern Rhode Island through the help of the school.
Mhm.
do we need a motion to refuse the bid, the current 2 current bids? I don't think we do we? No. My thought would be that you just get quotes, or get a quote, a written quote for the door.
For MCOR or for the
And a
door?
written
Oh, okay.
quote for the boiler.
A
A new,
new-
an updated one.
a
Yes, an
new,
update. I mean, he's
yes.
got everything there. He just needs to update it and then get the quote for the doors and bring it back in 2 weeks to
Mm.
give us a
If I
little.
can, if I can do in that time frame, I'll do it as soon.
Oh, yes, whenever, I should say
Yes,
whenever you have them. I don't mean, yeah, whenever you have them so that we can have
Make
some
an
time to,
informed decision.
yeah.
Thank you.
That sounds good.
Great.
I mean, the door's the easiest part.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Allison. All right, any other thoughts on that topic? Okay, moving on, 65 Main Street RFP award contract. Of course, that is 65 Main Street was the topic of discussion at the tri-board meeting. As we all know, we were left speechless when graciously Joanne Martino donated $20,000 towards this project. And that's how much he believes in the project, as does several members of the Turtle Lot Trust. So now we had gone out to bid for the architectural and engineering services. Brian Santos, you've had a lot to do with this. Is there anything you'd like to share with the board at this time?
I think it's pretty much all spelled out here.
Okay.
That I put together.
Okay.
Sure, I can talk 30 minutes about it, but.
Yeah.
you know, sure.
I make a motion that we award the contract for the 65 Main Street Architectural and Engineering Service RFP to Silver Perticelli and Associates.
I'll second it, but you may, I'm just, since I've got a second, we can
Mhm, yeah,
discuss it.
absolutely. Now we can discuss it.
Because I know it's all coming from the grant for the actual construction side.
Mhm.
Okay.
Except for the design project, the
Except for
design.
the
part.
design part, which is to be funded by a private donation,
Correct.
okay? Wouldn't we have to put into our motion pending that private?
And we already
Don't-
received it.
Oh, we have, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. That I was unaware.
Yeah, yep.
Okay,
It
so
came
that-
in
That's already,
yesterday or today.
so that
So
thought is out the window, that it's already been taken care of.
given the fact, if I can.
Yeah,
given the
absolutely.
fact that
It's
the
up for
first-
discussion.
That the actual bid that we were working off from was 51,600. And in a private conversation, it went to 28,600.
There was a second page that was part of that bid that I didn't see when I read off the bid amounts. That was for the basement, first floor, second floor, not the third floor.
But
And,
it's-
oh, and the exterior,
But it's
correct, which
still
was a major part.
reduced.
And it also,
substantially.
well, they also pulled out the construction services because we felt we had enough knowledge within individuals within the building
Who
committee.
is going to do that? Has the building committee agreed to take that on or anything? Or is it in you as an individual?
Brian Santos, 77 Hackstrom Road, part of the building committee. I'm personally gonna be handling the.
Okay,
construction.
that's what I wanted to know, because I don't
Yeah.
want to burden the building committee anymore.
Yeah,
They
it has
are
a big assignment for
overtaxed
the
and
building.
they've got so much going on in their plate that
Right.
I don't want to see them. So as long as you're willing to say, and you're
Yep.
stating publicly that you're gonna volunteer your services to manage this project.
100%, yeah. And I'm part of the building committee, know their roles and responsibilities too, so thank you.
I agree that the building committee has a lot on their plate
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to burden them with anything else.
No, and
So thank you, Brian,
Yep.
for stepping forward and volunteering your services. And you've been a huge help in. Brian, I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw kudos out there. Brian has helped develop the plan, the RFPs for the salt storage facility and the public safety facility. He helped with the RFP on the 65 Main Street project and what other ones. You just have you bring a lot of knowledge and we appreciate the work that you do alongside John Rice, who is,
on every committee in town.
yeah, pretty
Very
much.
much.
It's no secret that I'm not a fan of this project, and now we're starting out with it costing far more than what we initially thought it was gonna be just for this, and for the engineering part of it. So I'm just throwing that out there because I'm afraid that we're gonna run into a lot more issues where it's gonna be over cost. So I'm not in favor of moving forward with this. I've said it right along.
I've never been a huge fan of the project. But what I see are there a lot of individuals that are strong proponents, Robert Wurge,
No,
Joanne
we don't have to
Maitino.
get into.
I just know, and they've helped me see that, well, the way it sits, it's not worth anything. But if we can turn it into something viable. The truth is, we have to hold on to it for 5 years after it's renovated.
Mhm.
That was the caveat that changed my opinion. That is the stipulation with getting the 240,000. We only have to hang on to it for 5 years and then it can be sold. And it'll be worth more at that point than what it is now, which is a dilapidated building that needs a ton of work.
Here's my concern. I've said, who's gonna maintain it?
Mhm.
We still don't have a concrete answer on that. And what happens when it costs more than or if it costs more than 240,000 to rehab? Because we've never had a written estimate of what it's gonna cost. Have we invested enough time on the property? You know, it is even though this is, some of this is donation, this is still costing the taxpayers with time, with the economic development, with Tara's time, as well as the building committee. I know they're volunteers, but still, it is costing us the taxpayer money. And we have never put it out to the town to see if this is something they feel strongly about moving forward.
Can I just make a?
Sure,
absolutely.
please do.
So when it comes to the $240,000, Silver Petrocelli helped put us together documents to control the budget. So we'll put together all kinds of information. I'll take a look at that. I'll go out to various people to get some numbers. If they come in higher, then we value engineer, right? We have 240,000 that's gonna go into a piece of property. We're gonna work it to that budget. I do that every day of my life in general building. And sometimes people ask for way more than they can afford and then they cut it back, and that's what we're gonna do. That's gonna be the strategy on this job. So when you say it's gonna go over 240, if we were to redo the whole thing, absolutely. But we need to strategize that, and I'm gonna be helping along with that entire process to be able to control that. So just want to make a point of that.
I feel in a lot of ways, this is all about revitalizing Main Street. The next item on the agenda, sorry, no, it's not. We already approved the Main Street reconstruction. We
sidewalk.
awarded that to Freeman for not only the sidewalks, but it's gonna be reconstruction and revitalization of the entire street. And this just goes hand in hand with it.
Does.
It really does.
Mhm. And we've been talking about this for several years now. Moving along, between the various committees and economic development, people that have been involved with it. They've been given hurdles to overcome, and they've been overcoming them and finding ways to make this project work.
And I think we can
it's
continue
really
as a
important.
community, we can continue to do that, just like we did with the teak building. We'll get volunteers. We can, I believe we can, if we believe strong enough in the project, in the process. We don't want to burden the taxpayers. You're right, Suzanne, we don't. And we have to do
And in
everything
reality-
we can.
When Tira's not working on finding business to bring into town, if she's working on this project.
Well, she's working on multiple projects all the time. She does put in 50 hours approximately a week or more. So it's her
So
job.
I'm gonna stand strong with how I feel
And
about
that's
it, and I
right.
still feel it
And you
should
know
go
what?
out to the taxpayers.
And you know what I want? I want you to keep doing that because your input keeps us all in check. And it's gonna keep us all in line and keep us all making sure that what we do, whatever we have to do, we just need to find more Joanne Martinos.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to either one of you and the time and effort, or to Tira as well, but I gotta voice my opinion.
Yep. And you're
And
doing, you're
but
doing
I
what you're supposed to
appreciate
do.
Everything the two of you do for this town, because I know that you're on several boards. I know, like I said, John is on every board in town. And I do appreciate the volunteer time that you put in, both of you.
Yep. And you keep doing what you do, Suzanne, because that's your job.
'Cause
That's our
That's
job.
what I do best.
Make our lives miserable. No, I'm just kidding.
I
I tease.
accept that.
I tease. All right, so we do have a motion. Any other comments on this? On this motion? Or project? All in favor of awarding the 65 Main Street contract to Silver Perticelli Associates, say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
No.
so be it. But the motion passes. Thank you, Suzanne, for standing with your beliefs.
Thank you.
I can never
Thank
knock you
being
for
so
that.
respectful. Both of you.
All right, on to the salt storage facility and the emergency services building RFP award contract. This is on the plate of the building committee. The building committee reviewed and I believe you both received the score sheets. You should have received the score sheets.
Yes.
Um,
Did the building committee open these bids?
yes, oh, well, no, we opened the
We
bids
opened
and
the
we
bids.
passed
That's what
them
I
to
was
the
trying
building
to
remember.
committee.
Opened the bids. That's-
Yes.
I was trying to remember that, and I apologize.
They are recommending Silver Perticelli Associates out of Hamden. Their bid was 170,100. The score sheet says it all as far as some of the inadequacies of the lower bidder. But feel free to just browse through that again if you need to. They also interviewed with, is it Bob Silver? Bill Silver, who's the owner or one of the partners in Silver Perticelli. And he was a dynamic individual, just really impressed the building committee.
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the building committee to award this project on salt shed facility and EMS.
And I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion on the recommendation or the qualifications or anything?
I did go over this. I did ask questions on this. I did see what some of the deficiencies are on this. Awarding it, I'm comfortable with doing that, but we will have to articulate, that in our going out as to why, and who was or was not selected accordingly.
Absolutely. Are you looking for us to fill Dottie in on the specific details of it so it can be in the minutes?
The,
Or,
I talked with Brian,
yeah,
the building committee has looked at this. Brian did draft
Mhm.
this as to why. So, normally we go by the low bid unless there's deficiencies.
right,
So we may have to explain ourselves.
right, exactly.
Possibly at some point in time.
Yep.
And,
It was and it was the middle of the road bid.
correct.
So the one above it was $80,000 more almost.
Yeah.
So. All right, so a motion and a second, all in favor of approving the recommendation of the Thompson Building Committee to award the contract for the salt storage facility and emergency services building to Silver Perticelli Associates, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. And that motion passes. Agenda item 11, the resignation of Jonathan Heenig from the building committee. Amy, this is to officially notify you that I'm resigning from the Town of Thompson Building Committee. So I make a motion that we accept Jonathan's resignation with regret.
Second.
Okay, motion in a second. All in favor of approving the resignation with of Jonathan Heenig with regret, say aye. I can't even
Aye.
Aye.
speak tonight. Aye, I can't speak. All right. Agenda item 7, 2023 Board of Selectmen meeting schedule.
Sorry, trying to speed it up. I'll make a motion that we accept the meeting schedule as provided.
Okay.
As presented.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on these dates? Any dates not work for any of us? Because we're going to submit this to the town clerk. That'll work for you?
Looking,
It's the usual.
looking into the crystal ball, who knows? when
Who
we
knows,
get out
exactly.
break.
All right.
July
you know,
5th.
As long as there's no conflict with holidays and
Of
that
course.
type of thing.
Maybe you
then
guys
we're
had a
good.
cruise planned already and you wanted to make sure it was changed, but. All right, so all in favor of approving the 2023 meeting schedule as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that passes. All right, with that, Tammy, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
So you're on the floor. Share with us what's going on with Putnam EMS.
Good evening. So our August operations report, which I'm assuming that all three of you have been able to look at.
Yep, we have it in front of us.
We did a total of 232 calls for the month of August. 136 of them were in Putnam and 96 of them were in the town of Thompson. Under our mutual aid in, the Thompson and Killingly calls that you see there where they went to Aquatic State Park. Both the Putnam crew and the Thompson crew, both rigs were out on other calls, so that's why they couldn't go to that boat accident that they had there. You'll see that we had gone into Woodstock and Killingly to provide some mutual aid to help them out. Those calls were listed, as you can see in front of you. We did 5 to Woodstock and we did 3 to Killingly / Pomfret. none to Brooklyn, and nothing outside of the state. And then we have the response times, which Amy mentioned a little earlier. Our October numbers are our August numbers are a little higher than September, so they're getting better, which is really exciting. And you'll see those, the averages to get from the time of call to when they actually sign on the air to go to the call. So in Putnam, they were at 2 minutes and 37 seconds, and in Thompson, they were at 2 minutes and 73 seconds. So the crews are really working hard on making sure that they're up and out the door as fast as they can. The 4 calls over limits were 2 of them were second crew calls, where we were waiting for someone to get to the garage. We don't have a second crew that stays at the Putnam location. So we were waiting for one or both of the members to get to the station. And then the other 2 were incorrect dispatch times. I'm assuming that it was just probably a finger or something that had that they had slipped and hit the wrong times, but we've gone in and corrected those. And then the events we covered in our area was the Main Street Car Cruise, several events at the Speedway, the Ramacon, and then there was a fire standby at the state park.
Tammy, the only one you didn't put a explanation on was the 9-minute, which is the last call at the bottom. It just said.
Is that the 9861?
9861, yes.
So we were waiting. So we've had a lot of construction going on right in front of the ambulance garage. They were doing repaving of the roads. So getting down Church Street to the ambulance garage has provided some difficulty. On that call specifically, we were waiting for the driver to get to the ambulance garage, and the construction had a little bit to do with why that time was a little longer than normal.
You respond with what, 2 people? If I'm correct?
Yes, sir. Minimum of 2 people.
Do we have the staff report?
I do not. I will send that to Amy tomorrow.
Can you please make sure it has how many full-time, how many part-time, how many EMR and how many EMTs?
Yep, will do.
I
Absolutely.
did ask for that for last month and I didn't actually get the completed report.
Oh, my apologies. I'll make sure I send that over first thing in the morning for you.
And when is when is Putnam EMS gonna, when are they gonna switch over to QV dispatch?
We are, Bob Holsworth, our counselor, EMS liaison. He is reaching out to QV. We're waiting on, we need to get a quote from them. We're not sure how.
A final proposal.
Yeah,
So just to interject, we discussed this at the board meeting this past or last week, and that was a very hot topic on my point, and everybody on the board agrees that that is going to make reporting so much better, because WA's reporting is just horrible. And we're actively looking into it, hoping, I mean, my belief is that we can have it in place by the 1st of the year.
Yeah, there's a cost associated.
There's a cost associated, and we're waiting for that final proposal from QV dispatch.
yeah. So the town of Thompson already pays for QV. So we just need to find out what Putnam's cost would be to go along with the Thompson cost.
And Tammy, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a certain section, if you're outside of the special services district in Putnam, if you're in East Putnam, that's covered by QV dispatch. Correct?
That is
Or
correct.
wrong?
That is
Okay.
correct. Yes.
So it's only a small section of Putnam that we need to add to QV dispatch.
Just one more thing, with WA. Is the fire also gonna go with QV, or they're gonna just split the ambulance
Probably
on?
just. the
Just
special service
EMS.
district
Yep.
will stay the same, and East Putnam will stay with QV.
Yeah, because
Yep.
over here, our fire, and at the time, the ambulance was all under QV.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
town got one bill for the dispatching accordingly.
And another question, are you currently is there a EMT class going on?
Yes, ma'am.
How many do you have?
We have 8 students in the class. 4 are current members or current EMRs. And then 4 are, I guess you could call citizens in the community.
But they're new,
Correct.
so you'll in the end gain 4 new
Yes, a minimum of 4 new. Yes,
EMTs or new employees.
yes.
Did Amy say that there were 18 mutual aid calls from Thompson to Putnam in the last month? Is that what you said?
That's what
Mike?
QV reported.
I don't call them mutual aid because the 2 services it's
One.
actually one. So I wasn't really calling it mutual aid in that. I don't think of it like that. When I think mutual aid, I think of us going into like Woodstock or Killingly.
Right.
But those calls that Thompson came into Putnam for are calls that Putnam was on another call for.
All 18?
I believe so, yes.
Tammy, sorry, go ahead.
Just out of curiosity, Tammy, how many EMTs, MR, metaverse, EMRs,
It's a night not to speak.
it is, that we're looking to get into the ranks in order to make the the service more manageable with enough people. How many are we actually looking for?
Well, the original was 16 EMTs that would run 8 to 8 on each of the crews. And we're almost there. We have, I would say, not including the 4 in class, we have 2 full-time positions left to fill.
And that's what we discussed in the board meeting was 2. And then once we get 2 solid functioning crews for both Thompson and Putnam, then we begin work on the peak crew. But we have to get what we have fully
No, that's what I
functioning
was
before we
wondering,
worry about that.
what's what's in the class and what are open,
Yeah,
hopefully we can fill those 2 full-time positions.
absolutely. And that'll make everybody's life easier, including their
You-
chefs.
Yeah.
Tammy, do you want to go over September numbers?
Sure, everyone's all set with August, no more questions.
Sure.
Okay, so September, we did a total of 228 calls. 151 of them were in the town of Putnam and 67 of them were in the town of Thompson. The next section is the mutual aid that we provided to the area towns. We did 5 in Woodstock and we did 2 in Killingly and then 2 in Pomfret. No calls in Brooklyn and no out-of-state calls. As you can see, the response times on this month are down. Putnam was on the air in 1 minute and 73 seconds, whereas the Thompson crew was on the air in 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So the total for the entire department was 3 minutes and 13 seconds from time of dispatch to when they signed on the air to respond to the call. Our calls over limits. The first one was we were waiting for a driver. The second one was a dispatch problem. And the third one was they had back-to-back calls. So the ambulance was actually responding from Day Kimball. And that's why that call was a little delayed, or the time is a little bit longer than normal. And the events that we covered in the month of September, we covered for the Woodstock Fair. We've done a few of the high school football games, WPTP football games, and several speedway events. And that is September's report.
Are we covering two crews at one in Putnam, one in Thompson for every shift?
Yes.
I'm confused then why you were waiting for someone for a
That was-
nighttime driver.
I'm sorry, it was a second crew call. My apologies, I should have said that. Second crew call, we were waiting for the driver to come from home.
You're saying both Thompson and Putnam were out and this was a third Prue, you were calling in?
Yes.
Any other questions? I thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
I will say that we did add a member to our board or to the board, Putnam EMS board. Logan Taylor had volunteered, wanted to be a part of that. He's currently an EMT, I think with the Stonington ambulance. He's a resident here in Thompson. And I think he'll be a good asset. So he volunteered and came along and asked to be part of the board. So I think he'll be a good asset.
I do too.
Yeah. He's a nice man.
I don't think he's just an EMT either.
He said he was.
Oh, is that how?
Yeah,
Oh,
he came in and talked the
Okay.
other day after the meeting and I asked that because I thought maybe he was a paramedic or something.
No,
He
I
said
meant,
he's
I
an
think
EMT.
he's,
Oh, like a supervisor.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think you're right, but his
But yes, no, he
certification
doesn't
is.
have his- He's not a paramedic, you're
Right.
right.
Any other thoughts or questions or comments on Putnam EMS? All right,
Nope, other than I'd like the staffing log.
yes, we will
Last-
get you the staffing log and I have the access to that, so I can always send you the schedules too.
No, I want the list of.
Oh, I know, she'll
employees.
get
Yeah,
you the
yeah, yeah,
list,
with
but
the-
I'll
with the-
also get you the schedule
and
if
if
you
the
wanted,
part-time,
because you've wanted to
full-time-
see that in the past too. I
Yes,
think.
I've asked for it each
So-
month and.
Yeah. All right, with that, any other business to bring before the board tonight?
Awesome.
All right. Citizen comments. We will start with the live audience first. Citizen comments, come up to the mic and state your name and address. I thought you were gonna get up.
Need to stretch his legs.
Virtual audience. Any citizen comments from the Zoom audience? Ms. Valerie Clark.
Hi, Valerie Clark, 105 Elm Road, and two items, and I'll take them one at a time, obviously. I want to talk again about the calendar not being updated. Specific instances recently were two P&Z related meetings that did not make it onto the meeting calendar. The special meeting from the 8th, nor the Q&A session, which I understand is not a P&Z meeting. It was posted on the P&Z page, not on the calendar. It was posted under community events. Any average person who was just trying to look at the calendar because they were interested in attending could not have found that meeting link. So again, we're not keeping the calendar up to date or accessible. I really would like to see that happen. The second item, I'm interested that there was an announcement on WINY that our assessor has taken a position with Putnam and will be leaving at the end of October. And I'm interested in knowing what the interim transition plans are.
There is no interim transition plans because Mayor Sine jumped the gun. Our assessor, Paul Hopkins, had not signed anything and he is staying in Thompson after a huge outpouring of desire for him to stay, not only from the town hall employees, but from the public. He was overwhelmed with the outcry of people that wanted him to stay, and he is staying. And I'm happy about that.
That's good news. Thank you.
Very good news. Very good news.
So then thank you for answering my question.
Absolutely.
And so I think that takes care of it for now. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Ms. Nadine Williams Edwards is going to say something because I was supposed to say something earlier today, but go Nadine. I apologize. I didn't put the committee on my selectmen comments. I think that might be why you have your hand raised.
Yeah,
I made a mistake.
Nadine
I'm
Williams
sorry.
Edwards, 131 Spicer.
Yep.
And Amy, I'll turn it back over to you because the ball's pretty much in your court.
It was
Um,
something that I neglected to put into my my selectmen comments tonight. Nadine has really led the charge with the potential of having armed security resource officers, school resource officers at the school. She's done a lot of work and a lot of investigation into the potential of it. And at the last Board of Ed meeting, she had presented, and we've made the decision to potentially form a committee. I don't know if, do I need the Board of Selectmen? I don't know if I need the Board of Selectmen approval to do this. The Board of Ed is interested, and all it is, it's going to be a committee of residents like Nadine, a couple other parents. I've asked Mike Darcy if he would be interested in serving on the committee, and all it is just going to be to investigate, get all the facts and information so that potentially we can bring it to the public and the public can decide if this is the direction that they want to go in. I'm so sorry, Nadine, that I left that off.
no worries,
No
thank you.
excuse for leaving it off. So Nadine, of course, like I said, would serve, but there's a couple other parents. I'd like to get a teacher or two involved. Not too big of a committee, but enough various viewpoints so that we can have an honest discussion about whether or not this is the right direction for the pros and cons, and then really hone in on what the costs are going to be. Not that there's a price tag to school safety,
But it's the legal issues that are
Right.
associated with it.
right? So,
So to create a committee, I wouldn't think that you would need,
it could be an ad hoc, I would
Uh,
assume,
but the support of the Board of Selectmen is
would
good.
be huge.
Yeah, and I think this is a
We
great
need to
idea.
investigate.
We need to investigate, and I hope that that includes looking into a resident trooper, because that is one of the things that I think that we need.
And,
And I
and you're
would
not
love,
alone.
I'd love to know when the meeting dates are. I don't want to commit. to
So
being
at this point, November 2nd,
November 2nd.
potentially that's what we're shooting for. Mike Darcy wasn't available until after, and I thought it was really important to have him as part of the committee.
With his police background.
Exactly.
Being a major in the state police, it's,
Be
he
huge.
can get a lot of answers from.
Yep, and
Yeah.
additionally, I reached out to Troop D, and I spoke to Sergeant Cody. And then the lieutenant who's new there, I can't remember what his name is. They both are willing to come into to a meeting that night and have a conversation with us. So they are. Is that who it is now?
The lieutenant, yeah,
Okay.
Eric Haglund.
I think
Oh,
it's
oh,
Hagler.
you looked on the report, yeah. I could have done that.
That's on.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's an evening, 7 PM kind of thing meeting?
Most likely, Nadine,
just-
are you thinking 7 PM? You thinking evening meetings or maybe 6?
Whatever works
Yeah.
for everybody.
I'll just put a save the date and if you can.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Nadine. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you.
Any others? Do you have anything else, Nadine, you want to share?
I do not. Thank you. Looking
Okay.
forward to the meeting. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it. Thank you.
And Ms. Clark, Valerie Clark.
Yep, so sorry to be back with the same question again.
No, that's okay.
You took me aback with the assessor because he and I talked yesterday, so I'm gathering this is new news.
It was, I knew as of yesterday morning.
Okay,
He
Yeah.
took the weekend, but on Friday, he was pretty certain he was staying.
okay, thank you, because he and I are trying to schedule time together, and we were talking about time being of the essence since he would not be staying at the town.
Huh. Well, I know he just spoke to Putnam this afternoon, so that could have been why.
Oh, maybe he didn't want to say.
Maybe he didn't want,
That-
maybe he wanted to deliver the news to Putnam himself.
Absolutely professional, and that's what I would expect. That's.
Yep.
I started thinking that I was taken aback, and why was that? Well, it's because it's been less than 24 hours, I think, since.
Right.
Okay.
That would be my estimation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oops. All right. Any other citizen comments? live or through Zoom.
John moved again.
I know.
Charlie?
I'm 15 minutes over. Hey, you can't beat the 11 minutes from
Yeah.
last month.
Except he wasn't here.
Yeah, I know. All right, with that, we'll move on to tax refunds. I'll make a motion that we refund the following taxpayers. ACAR Leasing LTD, $215.54 and $157.02. Lisa A and Mark S. Saracello, $97.98. Roland and Choquette, $25.02. Jared and Shauna Meehan, $247.33. Michael Pavlaki, $60.91. Dennis Prue, $11.78. Angela and Arthur Sigmund, $134.90. And Toyota Lease Trust, $443.26, $543.56, and $652.52 for a total of $2,589.82 in tax refunds. Make that motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion on these tax refunds? All in favor of approving the tax refunds as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I'll make a motion, we adjourn at 8:17 PM.
Second.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.